How everybody, my name is Oscar Morgaine and you're watching Campus Crawl Live on CGTN. Thank you so much for joining us through our social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, our CGTN app, and our website. Now, if you've been following our broadcast, you know by now that we travel across China featuring the best that universities here have to offer. Now, today, we are at Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University in Yangling, that is in Shanxi province in northwest China. Now, before you ask yourself, why would I be interested in agriculture and forestry? Just hear me out. Please hear me out. There is a lot that we're going to be covering here today. Very important programs here at this university that really have a lot to do with the 21st century and the latest technology in terms of farming and harvesting. We're going to be talking to students, faculty about this technology, how robots are being incorporated into the field in sectors such as irrigation. They also have a really interesting program that makes and tests wine. So hopefully I'll get to try some of that later on the show and you'll get to see how they do that exactly. But it's not all about technology and it's not all about science. We're also going to be meeting international students to find out about student life here on campus and also how they've been able to learn about Chinese culture and about Chinese customs. So stay tuned for that as well. Before I send it over to my co-host Liu Hui, I want to remind everybody to stay tuned, send your questions, send your comments. We're going to be reading some of those live during the show, but don't forget to include #CampusCrawl. My co-host Liu Hui is on the other side of campus. Liu Hui, take it away.
Thanks, Oscar. And hey, everyone, I'm Liu Hui with CGTN. And right now, I'm here at the southern campus of Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University in Yangling, which is also the birthplace of China's agricultural civilization. And before we start, I got a question for those who are watching this live stream on Facebook. So the question is, if you had a chance to study at an agricultural university, which area would be your focus? A, winemaking and tasting, B, growing crops in arid lands, and C, plant conservation, and D, agricultural sustainability research. So leave your comments with #CampusCrawl and let us know what you are thinking about. And the result will be reviewed later in this live stream. So right now, there are a group of students waiting for me, and they are all from the Intelligent Agriculture Machinery Association. So let's see what they are going to do for us. So the first student joining me is Li Zhengkun, and he is also in charge of this association. So Zhengkun, thank you so much for joining our live stream today. So could you please introduce yourself and your association to our viewers?
Yes, my name is Li Zhengkun. Now I'm a senior majoring in machine designing, manufacturing, and automation.
Okay, so I heard like you guys are really interested in this robot making process, and also could you please introduce the association to us?
Yes, our association name is Intelligent Agriculture for Agricultural Machinery Association.
Okay.
And now there are 68 members.
Wow, that's great. So so when did it founded?
Well, our association was founded in 2017.
Okay, so I heard you guys are really good at making some robot in terms of like picking fruit and also for irrigation usage. So could you please introduce this robot in front of us? What is this used for?
Well, yes, and this robot is fruit picking robot.
Okay.
And you can see this robot can navigate without remote control to the picking point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it can recognize and position the fruit, and finally it can pick it.
Okay, so as we can see, there are also many white lines over here. So what are they means for? Is there any use for these white lines over here?
Well, this is simulate the greenhouse.
Oh, so it simulates the real condition in
Yes.
a greenhouse, right? So as we can see, this fruit picking robot is doing very well here, right?
Yes, thank you.
And he's also trying to catch all kinds of different fruit here. So the robot can also target the fruit and then approach it gradually, is that right?
Yes.
To catch it. All right, it catches the fruit. Oh, I missed it. Okay, so, all right. I heard like you guys are also very, from different apartments actually, from different departments, and you're majoring in different majors. So what's your motivation of participating in this association?
Well, I think participating the competition can foster students' engineering abilities and practical skills.
Yes, sure. And I also heard like you guys have won many, many trophies, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, could you please show us one of them? Like show your trophies.
Well, yes.
Oh, as
so
we
you
can see,
Yeah, you
here
can
we
see
are.
there are so many the reputations, and this one we win this one last year in China robot competition.
Wow, really? Congratulations. I can see that you guys are really enthusiastic and have a really, really strong passion to this robot making process. And thank you so much. And I can see there are many other robots for us. So could you please introduce more robots to us?
Well, yes. Well, Zhang Wei designed a very exciting robotic arms, so he will introduce his conversation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
thank
our
you.
live stream today. So next join me is Zhang Wei. He is also in charge of the project. So let's see what he will bring us today. So Zhang Wei, thank you so much for joining our live stream today. Could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Okay. My name is Zhang Wei, a student major in mechatronic engineering.
Okay, so I can see there's a robot over here. And did you design it by yourself?
No, I have many teammates.
Oh, so it's all about teamwork, right? So could you please briefly introduce to our viewers what is this for?
It's a tomato picking manipulator, which is designed by our graduate students to pick tomatoes.
Oh, all right. So this robot is designed for picking up tomatoes, is that right?
Yeah.
So what if I want to pick up an apple or a banana?
Apple is red, is okay, but banana is not. That's because we design a program to catch red objects.
Okay, so I see. So this kind of robot is specifically designed for only for those red color fruit, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we can see, so can you show us?
Okay.
Yeah, so as we can see, this robot is picking up a tomato and it really works. So how about the materials?
It's 3D printing.
Oh, so which part is 3D printing material?
Here, and here.
Oh, so all of these parts are 3D printed, right?
Yes.
This is very high-end robot actually, right? Okay, so this one, as we can see, there's also a visual model over here. So you guys combine the visual model and also the engineering knowledge together, and even the agricultural studies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope you guys can achieve more achievements in the future, and I'm really impressed by your robot. So do you have any other robot that you want to introduce to our viewers today?
Of course, Chen has more to introduce.
Okay, so the next guest joining me is Chen Ruchen, is that right? So Chen Ruchen is also in charge of a project here, and he is going to tell us more about their robot. So Chen Ruchen, thank you so much for joining our live stream today. Thank you so much. So could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Chen Ruchen. My major is vehicle engineering, and I am in charge of this project, the water saving irrigation project.
Okay, so this project is specifically designed for saving water while irrigation. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so could you please tell our viewers, like I can see there are two parts briefly. The one is the colored one, and the other one is in like white pipes or something. So could you please introduce to us like what are these two parts used for?
This project mainly needs to complete two functions. The first is joint monitoring, and the second is irrigation operations. Its most important feature is that it needs the cooperative operations of the UAV and the irrigation robot.
Okay, so I can see there is a drone over there. So is this for the first part?
Yeah.
So can I try it?
This is the UAV area.
Oh, so can I try it?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, so let's try it. So this is literally the first time for me to drive such drone here. So could you please tell me how to make
it? This one control height, and this one controls direction.
Okay, so this one is height and this one is direction. So let's see if I can make it fly.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Can I make it? Oh, it's literally flying now. Okay. So while the unmanned aerial vehicle is flying over here, so what the meaning of this?
A little problem.
It's okay. So can you please tell us like this area, what can it do in your project?
This UAV needs to collect the information and send it to the robot. And the robot, according to the information, to finish irrigation operations.
Okay, I see. So actually, this unmanned air vehicle is actually for collecting all those information on the ground. Is that right? Okay, I can see there's some problem over here.
Yeah.
I cannot control it very well, but okay. So it's time for landing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And also we can see there are many squares over here. They are all in different colors here. So can you tell our viewers what are these meaning for?
Yeah, of course. This red cast is for serious joint, and the blue cast is for slight joint, and the green is no joint.
Oh, I see. So these kind of colored squares actually simulated the real situation on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So the yellow one means it's humidity and no need for irrigation.
Yes.
And the blue one means that
slight drought.
It's slight drought. And the red one means it's in severe drought situation. Yeah. I see. So all of the squares means that the real condition on the ground and actually the unmanned aerial vehicles collect the information. And then what happened next? After it collects the information, what happened next?
And the UAV collect the information to the robot.
And then?
When the robot, according to the information, to finish the irrigation operations.
Okay, so I can see here are some white pipes over here. What are these white pipes means for?
These white pipes simulate crops in the field.
Oh, I see. So all of these white pipes are actually simulated the real plants, right?
Yeah.
I see. So if the drone censored the red color, then the robot will spray the water to the plants.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I see. So our cameraman can give a very close look to this. So I can see it really works and functions very great.
Yeah.
So how do you value your project, the meaning of your project?
I think this project is built to save water in the field irrigation, and which can save a large amount of water use because it can irrigate accurately according to the different degree of the joint.
Okay, so I can see like you guys are really doing great in terms of making different robots in agricultural usage. So what's your plan for the next stage? Do you have any plan for the future?
I think I can get the championship
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
next
I think so.
in China robot competition.
Yeah, sure. You guys are did so great, and I hope you guys can achieve more in the future.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much
much.
for joining our live stream today. All right. So here are all the robots that I want to show you today. So actually, in China, there are 10% of arable land, and it can also support like over 20% of global population. So Chinese agriculture industry actually has a very important role in China. And also, so right now I have one more question for those who are watching this live stream on Facebook. So my question is, in the future, do you think the human being will replaced by the robots in the future? And I think the answer is very obvious. And I hope you can comment on our Facebook and to let us know what you are thinking about. And the result will be reviewed later in our live stream. And right now, my colleague Oscar is waiting, and he just arrived in one academy. So let's see what he is doing over there.
Thank you, Liu Hui. We have now moved indoors. This is the wine laboratory. It's part of the College of Enology. And as you can see, students right now are taking a class. But in order to find out what exactly they're doing, we have somebody to explain that for us. Joining me right now is Mr. Yang Bo. You're a PhD student, correct? Please introduce yourself.
I'm Yang Bo. I'm a PhD candidate here. This is my last year.
Your last year, okay.
Yeah.
Ready for that graduation, right?
Yeah, of course. It's almost there, you know.
Tell us a little bit more about the classes you have taken so far.
I want to introduce the wine tasting and the fermentation engineering. Students in the class, they can learn how to tell the wine is good or bad. Then they can get into the world of the wine, and they also know how to make wine.
Wow. So not only here at school you learn how to make wine, but also
Yep.
you're testing and trying to
Yeah.
find, the science behind wine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the process of winemaking. What happens first?
We have all the equipment over there, and we make the grape into the juice, and we transported them into the tank. And the student with all this wine in the tank, they know what happened during the whole process and how to make wine, how to tell it's good or not. And after that, they also do some taste for the wine if it's qualified for the marketing, and if there is some problem, they can fix out what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does fermentation happen inside of these containers?
Yeah.
Is that where the fermentation happens? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it takes some time, right? So
Yeah.
after you decide that the wine here is ready to go, what's the next process? What happens? Does anything happen back here?
Let my friend Tianyi to introduce all the
okay.
part for you, okay?
Very nice. Thank you
Okay.
for your time. Thank you so much. And can you please tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
I'm Zhao Tianyi. I'm the bachelor from this college
Okay, very nice. And you've been studying for how long?
for 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So what have you learned so far in 3 years? Can you explain what's going on in these tanks?
Well, you can see here are many tanks which stores the raw one, the young and the incomplete ones. So the tanks will provide the young one with secure circumstance that during the fermentation and the maceration for the red one, the juice can get more pigments, tannins, flavor compounds from the seeds and the skins. So after that, if you want to improve the quality of the wines, so you can choose the maceration of the wine in the oak barrels.
Okay.
We have the oak barrels on the basement.
Okay. And obviously you also monitor temperatures here as well. That's why we see the little numbers on the tanks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned barrels. I'm going to end it here. We have limited time right now. But talking about barrels, there's some wine that we're going to get to try. That will be in just a moment. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. So these were images you just saw of the School of Enology and the process of making wine. So there was science and technology. Now we get to enjoy what students have been making here, and that's why we've come underground in order to better understand and know what's happening here. We're joined by a student guide here with us. What is your name, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Peng Shangran. I'm a senior student of this college, the College of Enology.
And so where are we here? Tell us a little bit about this place.
So this is the cellar of my college, and we store wine here. And here, there's a tradition in my college, is that when students are entering the last year of their study, they produce their own wine, and they store it here.
So students at the end of their studies, is this like a final project? Is that everybody does this at the end of their school?
Yes, it's
Okay.
like making a souvenir.
Okay, like a souvenir, very nice. So all of these wines that we see here on display, these are all made by students at the university.
Look at this. This is a student's label. And this is our vineyard. This is where we produce wine.
I don't know if you guys can get a close-up of that, but there are several pictures here, and they're even dated several years. And these are pictures of campus. This is from here.
Yes, in the
Okay.
campus.
And when was the bottle made? When was the year made? Or,
At the
sorry,
year,
wine.
at the year of graduation, 2014.
2014. Okay,
Yes.
so these are students who are basically graduating. This is a final project. They get to make their own wine. Are there any extracurricular activities for students that are involved in enology?
Yes, there's a club, a students wine association.
Oh, okay, a club.
Yes, and we organize wine tasting nearly every week.
Nearly every week you get to try wine.
Yes, and today there's a small tasting. You can join us.
Hi. Well, thank you so much. So we're gonna get to do some wine tasting, guys. It's pretty exciting. So everybody here is a member of the club. Is that correct? Okay. And so you're a member as well. What is your name? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Li Jianing. I'm a sophomore from College of Enology, and our club's name is the Wine Amateur Association, which was founded in 2002 by Li Hua, honorary president of College of Enology. And now we have more than 100 members.
100 members.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we usually organize a test of wine.
Every week.
Yeah, almost every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Sounds like a fun club. So you get to try wine every week. You try different
Yeah.
wine every week. Is that correct? So tell us about the wine tasting. How do you taste wine? Is there a process?
Okay, now first let's try this one.
Okay.
This white wine.
It's a
And
white wine.
it's from Xinjiang in China.
So this is a Chinese wine. that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
try. Thank you so much. I'll hold that there for you. Thank you. And so what's the first step whenever we get to taste wine?
First, we need to look its color.
We'll look at the color,
Mhm.
okay? And so what are we
And,
looking for? What is
It's a lemon yellow.
the lemon yellow? That's true. That's very clear.
And then smell it.
Okay, so that's why everybody does this little tootsie turf. We get the it
Yeah.
smells like grapes
Full of grapefruit and lemon.
and
You
lemon.
can feel it.
Yeah, so, and then we get to try it. Okay.
Okay.
Wow, it's really good. Very
Yeah.
fruity.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not very sweet, right? It's a pretty good wine.
Yeah, it's a dry wine, white wine.
A dry white wine. And
You can feel sweet or not it.
Right.
It's very dry.
Very dry.
Mhm.
Speaking of dry and red and dry and sweet wines, can you, Shangran, tell me a little bit of why is a wine sweet or dry? What makes it sweet or dry?
Okay, we know that the alcohol in the wine comes from the alcoholic fermentation, right? So during this process, the yeast turn sugar into alcohol. But if you suspend the fermentation, then some of the sugar cannot be turned into alcohol. Then they remain in the bottle. That's why the sugar comes from.
I see. And so are we going to get to try, you were talking about red wine, or you were holding the red wine.
Yes?
Is that what's next? Are we going to have some red wine?
Yes.
Okay. And where is this one from?
So this is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Xinjiang, also a
Something
Chinese
from
wine.
Chinese, very nice. I gotta say, after trying that the white wine, to me it tasted really good. I'm a beer kind of guy, so I can't really tell too much. So I need more experience in these wine tastings to really get to appreciate it more. But to me, it tasted like a French wine, to be quite honest, because that's what I usually try. Yeah. So what are we gonna do next here with the red wine? What are we looking for?
So we look at the appearance. It's a deep ruby color.
Right. Yes, it is a deep ruby. Some of them, sometimes they look a little more purple. Why is there a difference?
Oh, if you look at the edge like this,
Okay.
so if the edge is purple, then it's purple. If the edge is red, then it's a ruby.
Then a ruby. And so, what makes a wine red or purple?
It's the aging process in the oak barrel or the bottle, in the bottle.
I see. Okay, the oak barrel. Guys, for everybody who's watching right now, I want to hear from you. Send your comments, send your questions. Basically, tell me, does a club association like this exist in your country, at your university? Because, quite honestly, this is the first time I hear of a student club that gets to have wine. I think this is really cool, and Liu Hui, you're probably very jealous that I get to drink some of this wine. I'm really excited, guys, but more than anything, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time, teaching me about wine, and helping me appreciate the wine that's made here in China. And again, congratulations on everything that you do here at the College of Enology. Kanpei, everybody. Thank you so much. Kanpei.
Hey guys, welcome back. And again, you're watching CGTN's live stream, and this is our special series, Campus Crowd. And right now, we're here at the Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University. If you're watching this live stream on Twitter or Facebook, please remember to leave your comments with hashtag Campus Crowd. And if you're watching this live stream on Weibo, you could also leave your comments and you could get a chance to get our special gift from our live stream today. So just now, my colleague Oscar has just introduced you guys how to make red wine and how to taste it in a very professional and elegant way. And right now, we're here at the State Key Laboratory of Crop Stress Biology for arid areas. And this is one of the leading laboratories in this university. And today we're lucky enough to have two professors with us. And so they will tell us more about these laboratories. And we will have to, and now we have the first one. First one is Professor Wang. So welcome, Professor Wang. Thank you so much for joining our live stream today. So Professor Wang, could you please introduce yourself briefly?
Okay, no problem. Hi, I'm Xiaojie Wang. I'm the vice director of this key lab. My major is plant protection. Yeah, our laboratory was established in October 2011. Our laboratory has about 17 permanent faculty members and over 1,000 students.
Wow, that's a lot of people over here. So Professor Wang, actually for almost every ordinary people like me, we're very curious about what's the real definition of arid areas?
Yeah, we often call it dry land. That means in this region the rainfall is quite less, generally less than 400 millimeters, and cannot support the crop production.
Okay, so what kind of crops can actually suitable for growing in such harsh
like
environment?
this.
So what is this?
Sweet potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a huge one.
Yeah, it's very big.
So maybe our cameraman can give a closer look to this sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
This is very huge sweet potato. I never saw it before, and it looks very delicious actually.
Yeah, it's very
So,
delicious.
so apart from sweet potatoes, what kind of crops are also suitable for living?
Like maize and corns and wheat.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
Always people apples, you know.
Oh, yeah, apples.
Yeah.
And so apples are also very suitable for living in such arid areas. Is that right?
I think our scientists have bred the apples that is suitable for these regions.
Okay. Actually, before we came here, one of our producers just told me that apples is very famous in Shanxi province. Actually,
You are right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And apples grow in Yanglin is also very delicious and sweet. Okay. So Professor Wang, what are the major difficulties you're facing so far? In planting such crops in arid areas, what are the major difficulties?
Yeah, in the arid areas, the main challenges are the long-term drought, poor quality of the land, and the frequent crop disease and pests. Yeah, it's largely restricts the crop production.
So, in order to solve all of these difficulties and problems, what achievements you have achieved during all those years?
Yeah, we mainly focus on the crop tolerant to stress. We have achieved a lot of research findings.
Okay.
In the recent 5 years, our scientists have published about 1,500 research papers.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, besides, our scientists have won 19 awards from the State Council of the People's Republic of China.
Wow, congratulations to all of those researchers
Yes,
here.
thank you.
Okay, so actually, Professor Wang, a lot of the students in China, actually, they're unwilling to take agriculture as their major. So what's your suggestions to them? And how do you feel like your laboratory can change such stereotypes?
Yeah, in our lab, scientists have bred lots of varieties. And this, variety is very important for farmers because they can increase the farmers' income. Besides, I often tell my students in my class, if we want to realize the modernization, the battle field is in agriculture and countryside.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it is a challenge for us, but I think also an opportunity for us.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. So with more opportunities, I think your students can contribute more to the development of Chinese agriculture and even the global agriculture in general, right?
Yeah, thank
so,
you, you're
Professor
right.
Wang, I heard that there are many small labs in this laboratory. So could
Yeah.
you please show us around?
No problem. No problem.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
maybe let's go and see,
Okay.
okay? All right, so now we are at the first floor of this key laboratory. So, Professor Wang, what we are going to do next?
We will go to the lab for researching the weight.
Okay, so who is going to be my guide for the next part?
Dr. Huang.
So where is Dr. Huang? Okay, so now we can see Dr. Huang is working in this aspect room. So Professor Wang, could you please generally introduce Dr. Huang to our viewers?
Okay, Dr. Huang is in charge of this lab. She is a senior technician.
Okay, so nice to meet you, Dr. Huang. Thank you so much for joining our live stream today. So for the next part, Dr. Huang is going to tell us more about this lab. So thank you so much, Professor Wang. Thank you so much for joining our live stream today. All right, so Dr. Huang, could you please introduce yourself very briefly to our viewers?
Sure. I'm Xueling Huang. I'm in charge of this platform. We are mainly engaged in gene editing experiments. At present, we already provided gene editing services to 18 research teams.
Wow, that's a lot.
We also provide provided services to research teams outside of our university, such as Henan Agricultural University and Hebei Agricultural University. So far, we already obtained more than 4,000 gene-edited wheat plants. Yeah, and we have found some genes related to disease resistance and grain size.
Wow, that sounds very professional to me. So Professor Huang, what are these used for?
Actually, these some young embryos for our experiments.
So can we see can we see more about the different stages of wheat over here?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Professor Huang, Dr. Huang is going to take us inside of this lab. So now we're getting inside of this lab. All right, thank you so much. So we need to take on this protection to protect our feet. To keep our feet clean. All right, so Professor, what else do we
And
need
the
to?
coat.
Oh, right. So we have to dress up. So how can I dress it?
Yes, just open.
Okay. So we need to take on this to keep ourselves clean in this lab.
Please close the door.
Okay. All right. Wow. So here is a lot of different kinds of wheat over here, and it feels like a real space capsule actually.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like I'm in a scientific movie right now. So, Dr. Huang, can we go inside and let our viewers to see it?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Oh my God. Wow. Hey guys, the temperature here is pretty warm. So as you can see, there are many different kinds of wheat over here. So Dr. Huang, could you please tell us what is the temperature over here? So we can see
It's 23.
Oh, it's 23 Celsius over here. So just now we talked about the necessary natural conditions for growing such wheat. So what are other necessary conditions for growing wheat?
Oh, proper soil and fertilizer is important.
Okay.
Also, scientific management is very important to prevent the introduction of disease and pests. Yeah.
Okay. So as you can see, this room is actually simulated the different conditions and necessary conditions for growing wheat. And so in this room, we can see many different types of wheat over here. We can see yellow one, gray one. So Dr. Huang, what are these for? I can see those red and blue and white labels over here.
Yeah. Actually, when the spikelet began to blossom, we mark the date to ensure all the young embryos we used on the same day are in the same growth stage.
Okay. So this is more efficient way for you guys to do more researches about wheat, right?
Yeah, it's a more efficient way to help us to pick up the seed. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, totally. So Dr. Huang, what are the advantages or difference between your gene editing technology compared to the traditional breeding way?
Compared with the traditional method, gene editing technology has the advantages of rapidity and high efficiency for the research of gene function. Gene editing technology can knock out the target gene, and we can go to the phenotype in a short time. So this research technology can provide direct evidence for gene function.
Wow, that sounds really professional to me. All right, so today you have told us a lot about this about those gene editing knowledge And I really learned a lot from what you're telling me today. So thank you so much for Dr. Huang for joining our live stream today. Thank you so much. All right. So apart from key laboratories in this university, there are also many fun activities actually. So my colleague Oscar is waiting there, and he just joined one of the most interesting club, Tea Art Club over there. So let's see what he is doing over there.
Well, Li Hui, I am enjoying this relaxing moment, staying warm indoors, and I'm about to drink some Chinese tea. I'm in the Horticulture College hanging out with the student tea club. And like I said, I'm gonna just try a little bit of this tea. Nice and warm because it's so cold outside, so I'm just enjoying this. For everybody who's watching right now, I want to ask, I'm about to embark in this learning or get this lesson on Chinese, traditional Chinese tea. And I want to ask you guys if you have any questions related to the customs, surrounding Chinese tea and the Chinese tea ceremony. But in order for me to learn anything about this here today, I welcome and I'm joined here by one of the international students on campus. This is Diana. And Diana, thank you so much for inviting us. I'm having such a nice, relaxing time right now. And I really want to learn about Chinese tea and Chinese tea ceremony. So first of all, what tea are we drinking and what's the proper way to drink tea? And also, please tell us a little bit about yourself first. Yeah.
My name is Diana. I'm from Kazakhstan, so I'm a foreign student here in China. And my major is cell biology. So you are welcome too.
Thank you so much.
So first of the step, it's we can't drink the first sip of the tea. You can drink just the tea. Should erase it a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. The first sip tea is maybe just organic tea. It could be the organic tea. After that, we can drink it. We can't drink the first step because of the maybe some chemicals or some pesticides.
I see.
Yeah.
You know, when I've gone to some, some tea shops, I notice that whenever they're trying to give me a sample, they'll pour it a couple times and then throw it away, and I'm wondering why are they throwing the tea away? But okay.
And the first of this, you should hand this to both of their hands. And first of all, you need to smell the tea and feel this kind of atmosphere. Then after that, you can do a little sip like this. Then when you put it, you shouldn't make any noisy, like put it very lightly like this.
Very delicate. I picked it up right now with one hand. So I saw you doing it with 2 hands. Yeah. Why hold it with 2 hands? Why can't I just, sip
because
on
also
the cup?
We are showing the respect for the tea culture, for the Chinese people, they still consider it like tea ceremony is one of an elegant leisure activity.
Okay, and that's why you're so careful and gotta keep quiet. Yeah. It really goes with the music and the environment. Like you said, you're smelling the aroma, so it makes you relax, but everything's kind of smooth, right? And so tell us a little bit more about some of the customs related to the traditional tea ceremony.
Yeah, there are some etiquettes in tea ceremony. First of all, if you want to say thank you to the host, you can use your jests. So it comes from the Qing dynasty. Was an empire. His name is Qianglong, and at that time he likes to traveling around the China, and he likes to jest. He likes to disguise as a common people.
Okay.
And at that time he served the ministers with tea, and for the ministers it's such a big honor to drink tea with the empire. Then at that time they wanted to thank you for him. Then one of the ministers he did like this, knocked
with
4
his
times
hand.
with his hand. Yeah, it means thank you.
Okay.
So from this time, Chinese people still use this just to say thank you for the horse. So if she's at the same age as you, you can do just 2 fingers and knock it 3 times.
Okay.
If he's younger than you, you can use just your 1 finger.
1 finger.
Yeah. If she is elder than you, you can use your 4 finger and knock 3 times.
3 times. And is
Yeah.
that to say like, okay, that's enough, or
That's-
I want some more? You're just saying thank you.
Yeah,
You
you
say-
just think so.
say
After she gives you tea, you just use 3 times, knock to
3
3 times.
times.
Yeah, it means thank you.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
There's so much like respect when it comes to trying to do the tea and try to show again very peaceful respect and try to pay tribute and honors to everything. That's very interesting. What else about the Chinese customs or the tea ceremony? Or maybe not the tea ceremony, but tell me something more about what the student club does in terms of the tea.
So except the tea ceremony, there are also the packaging. We can have a look together for the packaging.
Oh, so like tea bagging.
Yeah, tea bagging,
Okay. So is that we're gonna move to the next
We're
table?
gonna move
I
to the
see.
next table,
Okay,
yes.
okay. I'll get up here. Thank you so much. Yeah. So what do we have over here?
We have this is the fresh tea, and we want to make it to the dry tea like this.
So,
In this shape.
this is tea right here.
This is tea right. This
so
is the
odd.
pu'er Chinese tea.
I see. It looks strange to be in this shape, but I guess this is maybe the final result here.
This is
okay.
the final result.
I
yeah.
see. So then, how do we do this? How
Then,
does?
it contains two steps. Then first of all, he's gonna show us.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will help you.
Okay.
Then first of all, I need to wear the gloves.
Obviously, sanitation first, everybody. Of course, you want to make sure you don't contaminate the tea, right?
Yeah.
It's so that's why you're putting on the gloves.
So this is the fresh tea, and you see it has a lot of water. Then we need to make the water out. Then for that we fill this pack till the top. Then we need to squeeze it to make the water go out.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're filtering the water out, the moisture out of the tea,
Yes.
so that
yes.
in the end it can stay dry, or it can be
Yes.
dry. You can
Yeah,
package it.
yeah.
Why do we need to remove the moisture from the tea?
Because of this is the fresh tea, and we can dry tea. We can keep it for a long time.
Oh, okay. So it won't go bad. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have to do it for maybe more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes doing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Obviously, because we
squeezing.
don't have that time, we have to
Yeah.
do some express
Yeah,
packaging
yeah.
here.
It's already done here.
I see. Okay.
等它稍微有一点粘稠的时候，有点黏的时候，有点黏糊的时候就可以了。
Yeah, when it feels like water is enough, I mean it's a little bit dry, you can go to the next step. Then
Okay.
now you can try it out.
I can try it. The next step to make it in this shape.
To make it in this shape, yeah.
Okay.
There are stone. You can.
That's that round
can go
stone.
over there,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna put it under stone, and then does he press it just with that, or you have to put a lot of weight? So
You
yeah,
should,
I need to
you
put
should-
the.
you should
Okay,
wear
I need
this
to.
one.
Oh, I need to
Okay,
step
I'll
on
help
it.
you.
Okay. Let me put this on. Obviously, we don't want to. Again, contamination. We don't want to mess with the tea. So I'm gonna put on these. I'm gonna put on these shoe covers. So I'm curious to know, once I put the shoe covers, how do we do this? Am I going to step on the stone?
You're gonna step on stone. Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. This is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to need a little help. Okay. So and I'm wearing, obviously, trying to.
Chinese traditional.
There we go. So then what do? I just keep on, do I jump? You guys are holding me there. Anyway, is this a traditional way of basically compressing tea?
Compressing the tea.
I see. Okay, a traditional way, because so I'm just gonna feel like I'm dancing there, guys. You see, not easy. Oops, I almost fell right there. How do I know this is enough?
The water, you see, the liquid goes out.
Oh, okay. So you press it. Obviously, more water comes out.
Yeah, more water comes out. Then it still needs a couple of days to get dry in this way.
取出来干了之后就是这个样子，它取出来干了之后，它晾干之后就是这个样子了，晾干之后的样子，然后我们再把它用这个宣纸把它包装起来，然后就是这个样子。
So when it goes dry, it will be like this in this shape.
Okay, so obviously you got to be, filtering the water out or the moisture out for many, many minutes. Then you use the stone, you use your weight to kind of compress the tea. It'll end up in this shape, of course. We don't have the time to make it look exactly like this, but you have the finished product, so then you have to package it, right?
We'll have to package in this.
Okay.
So now we can put the sticker.
You're going to put the sticker?
Yeah,
okay.
This is the symbol of our university.
Alrighty. So I'm going to take this opportunity while you do that, and we're going to package this, to tell everybody to keep participating, keep commenting. I am going to check. We've got a few people asking some questions. I think we're going to read some results of a poll right now. So we're going to do that in just a minute. And the poll results, which is from the question, if you were to study in agricultural university, what area or what subject would you focus on? Winemaking and tasting, growing crops in arid lands, plant conservation, agricultural sustainability, research. So the most popular answer we got online right now, live at 58%, is agricultural sustainability, research would be the choice for many people who would study at an agriculture university. Those programs are here, guys, so if you're interested in those fields, you can come to this university and study that subject right now. So this is the end product right here. Okay, there's a lot that goes into packaging and bagging tea. So I'm going to show this off to everybody so they can see. It says CGTN, it's packaged right there. And guess what? One of our lucky commenters and viewers and those who are participating on Weibo or here in mainland China will receive one of this for free. So we're going to choose somebody at random, and we're going to give this out as a gift for those who are participating currently right now on Weibo. Again, that's our viewers from mainland China. And so anyway, guys, I am going to check. Another Facebook user here is saying that actually China has the best agriculture university. There are a huge amount of people studying in the university applied. This is from a Facebook user, Kandoker Medehi Hassan. Thank you so much for sending that comment, Hassan. That is true. China probably has the best agriculture programs here in this country because the country is just so vast and they have to feed so many people, and they also export a lot of stuff. And so a Weibo user, ZQLSWSD, Enology College is so cool. I completely agree. You can taste wine, you can make wine, you can study wine. It's really cool. And you can participate in really fun clubs, not only with the winemaking, but also here in the bagging tea ceremony and whatnot. And so many cool things to study and to enjoy as a student on campus. Thank you so much, Diana. I really appreciate your time. 谢谢你, thank you so much. This is very educational, and we're talking about leaves right now. These are tea leaves. Liu Hui is on the other side of campus. She's outside in the cold, but she's in a forest right now. She's going to be talking about a different kind of leaf. Liu Hui, it's your turn.
Hey guys, welcome back. And do you still remember those questions I asked you before? So now we have several comments from our viewers on social media platforms. So the first one is a Weibo user, and the name is Silent Punk. And he said, this is China's Texas Agricultural School, and exactly, this university is really important in China. And also a Facebook user said, technology is day by day improving. And also another Facebook user from Bangladesh, and he said, in our country, there's no possibility to replace man by robot because of there are huge population and they are working better than robot. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments. And you are now watching this live stream here at the Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University. So now, guess where I am now? Actually, I'm not in a tropical zoo. I'm still in the university. But here is the Botanical Garden in the university. And joining me is a special guest, Wang Zheng. And hello, Wang Zheng. So he's going to be my guide today. So could you please introduce yourself?
Wang Zheng from Department on Foreign Languages.
Okay, so I heard like you are the volunteer in this botanical garden, right?
Yeah.
So could you please introduce the garden to our viewers?
The botanical garden covers more than 400 square meters, and there are more than 100 kinds of plants in the botanical garden.
Oh, really? So as we can see, there are many different kinds of plants over here, right? So could you please introduce some of them to us?
Like this one.
Oh, I can see now.
It's Chef Lara.
Wait. What's the name of it?
Chef Lara.
Chef Lara.
It's a kind of Latin.
Oh, it sounds like really French, actually.
Yeah.
So this is actually a Latin name of it, right? So what's the Chinese name of it?
鹅掌柴.
鹅掌柴. Do you mean the goose paw?
Yeah.
That sounds very funny. Okay, so why it has such special name?
Actually, in Chinese culture, it has its own unique meaning. In Chinese culture, the number of all directions is 8, and it has 8 leaves. So there is a belief that it can bring fortune from all the directions.
Oh, that's a very profound meaning inside of it, right? Yeah. Okay, so Wang Zheng, I heard that in this botanical garden, this is just a small part of this expo park, right? Yeah. So could you please introduce more to our viewers, like what else in this garden?
Including the botanical garden, the whole exposition park is the largest park about the agriculture and forestry topics in the Northwestern, even in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's uncommon for people to see so many kinds of botanic tropical plants.
Yes,
So
exactly.
the aim to construct the whole park is to spread more knowledge. And it's also accorded with our university's educational aim to serve the nation for its need, serve the people for their living, and pursue the science for its truth.
Yes.
It also offers resource for our country's agricultural development and studies.
Wow, right. So your university is really good at such agricultural studies. And actually this botanical garden can be used for those researchers to give them like materials and resources for their researchers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from such botanical garden and all of those different kinds of plants over here, do you have anything other you want to show to me?
There are 2 steps over here. And
I can see now. So
let's join them and look at what are.
Okay, sure. So let's see what they're doing over here. There are 2 staffs from the botanical garden. Okay, hi. Very nice to meet you. Thanks so much for joining our live stream today. So could you please introduce yourself to our viewers? 可以简单给大家介绍一下你们自己吗？
可以。Hello， 大家好，我是郭佳怡。
嗨，大家好，我叫王巧玲。
Okay, so 那你们都是在这里工作吗？还是 So are you workers here?
我们是志愿者。
Okay, so they are all volunteers here in this botanical garden. So what are you doing right now? 你们现在正在做的是？
在这儿做一个植物拓印的一个工艺品。
Oh, so they are now doing the leaf rubbing. Is that right? Have you ever heard about it?
Actually, I haven't.
Me neither. Actually, I'm really curious about it. So let's see how they are going to make it. 可以给我们讲一下这个要大概怎么做吗？
好，我们可以看到现在这边呢有这个橡胶榔头，然后这个呢是一块手帕，包括我们在这儿看到的这个是一个塑料布，采新鲜的这个植物的叶子呢，然后把它放在这个手帕上面，再用这个塑料纸从上面盖着它，接下来用这个橡胶榔头敲就可以了。
All right. So the very first step is to get those very complete and beautiful leaves from the tree and to put it above this fabric. Then they use the hammer to tap it gently. Okay, so could you please tell us what's the meaning of do this? 那我们这在敲的这个目的是什么呢？
也是为了让这个植物砸下去的枝叶跟这个手帕融合在一起。
Okay, I see. So the second step is to use this hammer to tap it gently. And the meaning of doing this is because they want to let these natural colors of the leaves printed on the fabric. So how about the next stage? 下一步是什么？
我们可以看到，现在呢，把这个橡胶纸拿掉，接下来把这个手帕可以拿起来。好，主持人可以帮我一下。
Okay, so this is the third step. So what should we do next? 下一步是怎么？
用这个把它撕掉，把这个植物的叶子撕掉。
So I can use my hand to peel it off. Okay, I see. That's amazing. Okay, and can you help me with that?
对，咱把它拿下来。
Okay.
So
as we can see, sorry. As we can see, this is so beautiful, and we have already got the natural, beautiful colors here, and they are we finished right now? 这是最后一步吗？
我们还可以，对，我们可以看。像这个样子，这个是最后一步。
So actually, we got the final step is actually to make the fabric inside of this round frame. But due to the limit of time, we don't have the time to finish all the steps over here. And right now, my producer, could you please give me the CGTN logo here? We have the CGTN sticker here, and I'm going to put one of the sticker above this fabric right now.
可以把这个贴到上面。
So this one is actually specially prepared for our lucky viewers. All right. Ta-da-da-dum. Ta-da. So this is the final step of the leaf rubbing here today. And can I hold it to show to our viewers? So this is the very final step of the leaf rubbing process. And now we can see that this is we can see all the beautiful colors about this fabric. So thank you so much, Wang Zheng. Thank you so much for for being my guide today. And now, if you're watching this live stream on our social media platforms, including Facebook and Weibo, if you comment on our social media platforms, you can get the chance to get this special gift from us. So I guess this is the very end of our live stream today. So if you want to know more, please stay tuned to our special series, Campus Crawl. And I hope you guys enjoy a lot from our trip today. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.